On the floor here, I've got a Shimano Deore level 3x crankset with 3 chain rings on it. In this video, I'm gonna install it and remove it from the bicycle. The tools that are needed are right here. A torque wrench that's capable of delivering 35 to 50 Newton meters of torque, an 8mm hex key or Allen key, and the crank removal tool that works with a pedal wrench, 15mm here. Let's see what's involved here. It mounts on an Octalink spindle, which you see here almost well cleaned up. At the end of this, there is this bolt. Don't lose the washer. So these are all the components that are involved here. Over here I have Shimano's manual. Welcome to Octalink. And installation here is fairly straightforward. Crank the bolt. The tool that's needed on it is two variants exist, an 8 and a 10mm variant. They both either need 35 to 50 Newton meters of torque. It's not that 35 for the little and 50 for the big or whatever. No. It doesn't matter what size tool fits into this. It's the same torque for both of them. I'm going to show you how this removal tool works. This is from Park Tools for no particular reason, and this is model CWP-7. So what it does is this. That's all. And it needs a 15mm pedal wrench. So this end is removable, and then there is an O-ring there. The O-ring fits into the groove inside there, so don't lose it. This can detach and be in the middle of this. Okay, so don't bury it. How this works is fairly straightforward. Put it in the crank and then spin this part. As you spin this part, this end obviously advances, and that will force it off the spindle. So I'm going to reset it and start the installation. For installation, the spindle end needs to be greased. It's in the manual. For now, this is just a dry fit. And obviously, quite obviously, you would want to put the chain on as well. I'm going to skip that. However, do make sure that the cranks are offset 180 degrees. And as you mount the crank, you can see how the lobes on the crank interact with the recesses, like so. And it goes on just about like so. They are offset 180 degrees. And grab the bolt, don't cross thread it, and as you tighten this bolt, that's going to pull the crank on the spindle. In this case, I'm not gonna fully tighten it just to make the video shorter, but this is how tightening looks like. You work with both hands there, and so it's on solid as is now, but not tightened to specs. Now to remove it, you're gonna have to break the torque here, and then the bolt just spins out. This is the easy part. It comes with a washer. Don't lose the washer. This one is a thin washer. It's part of the system. And then you can see that the lobes are further on the spindle, but not fully just yet, but it's not gonna come off as is. If you try to hammer it off, that's just gonna bend the chain rings. If you try to remove it with 2 wooden wedges on one side and 2 wooden wedges on the other side, if you have 3 hours, that could work. Or you can just grab the right tool that's made for it and get it done in under a minute. Again, don't cross thread it. Here, take a different view. don't cross thread it like so, and then drive the, you could put a large crescent wrench or whatever on it and tighten it even more. Not really needed, because you need to work with the 15 mil wrench to advance the this second stage of this crank removal tool. And that's almost off, and there we go. And what we've got here is exactly what we had when we started, and this will remove just easily there. And don't lose the end of this one, so look through it. It's done. Now I can lubricate it, put the chain on, and assemble it for real.